Dreams are windows into the lives of multiversal selves. Now, you may think I stole this idea from Doctor Strange too. However, you'd be wrong. This concept is an old one, albeit when watching the film it gave me an idea to do this video. Hi, and welcome to the Tristan channel, and today I'll be talking about dreams and their connection to the multiverse. For centuries since thinking man, dreams have always been a subject of fascination. Some say they're just a jumbled projection of events from our lives that the brain plays in random order. Some interpret them to reveal what hides in their subconscious mind, trying to unravel their deepest fears and desires. Then there are others who believe that dreams aren't even our own, that they hold so much more than we understand. Some believe that dreams are a vessel and are a way of communication with one door in our world and another somewhere else. Maybe this is why our lost loved ones speak to us in our dreams, or sometimes we dream of people and things that we never experience whilst awake. For as long as history can be traced, there have been numerous legends trying to decipher what dreams mean and why we have them. The origin of our dreams was assumed by ancient Greeks and Romans to be a message directly from the gods. They thought that only those with special powers could interpret them. In other cultures, like the Chinese, dreams were believed to be a message from our dead ancestors. This notion is still true for many today. Then there were the Native Americans that explained dreams are glimpses of a different world that none of us have ever visited. The same can be said in certain Eastern philosophies. They were the closest to the reality that scientists are now discovering. The consensus across all cultures and time to this day is that dreams are some sort of manifestation of our reality. Science for a long time, however, believed that we could only dream of things and people that we already are familiar with, e.g. our surroundings and so forth. They said we couldn't dream about something we didn't experience or encounter. The dreams were then a jumbled projection of our feelings and thoughts, or at times your brain analysing the body. For example, if you dream that there's something wrong or something's happened to your arm, it sometimes turns out that you're actually sleeping on a dead arm in your sleep, and that your brain was trying to figure out what was going on, or trying to tell you in a dream that you were sleeping on your arm. Then scientists started to wonder what lies underneath all these other thoughts. And when we dream, we use a lot of our senses. We can smell sweet perfumes, taste foreign food, see beautiful scenery, and touch those we have lost. It seems like some of our dreams are so vivid that while dreaming, it feels like we travelled to another world or another life that truly exists. So, scientists decided to take pictures of people's brains while they are sleeping. For hundreds of years, scientists have been scratching their heads by a dark secret. They were finding that there might be mysterious hidden worlds beyond our human senses. To mystics and many free spirits out there, this isn't news to us. Many have made it clear that they believed in these places for a very long time. They reported sightings of ghosts and spirits and were able to make accurate predictions of the future. However, science held on to this secret for a while because it didn't want its findings to come off as superstition. It wasn't until the 1020s that physicists finally found proof. They were trying to pinpoint the exact location of atomic particles like electrons, but instead couldn't find a single location. This should have been impossible. The uncomfortable discovery led them to believe in the possibility of a parallel world. When scientists couldn't locate the atomic particles they were looking for, the only explanation they could find was that the particles don't just exist in our universe. This would mean that our world isn't the only one there. It's something so much bigger than us that our brains can barely comprehend it. If our world isn't the only one, there could be an infinite number of parallel universes out there. Pardon me. All of them slightly different. Think of it. There could be a parallel universe where you took the job you regretted not taking, or relocating to a place, a part of the world which you didn't have, or choose to have kids that you didn't have, or a world where you were born rich, or a place where you were born poor. The possibilities are endless, but all of history could be rewritten there. And yes, the dream of you embarrassingly running through a crowd naked, etc., did happen somewhere. The existence of parallel worlds would also hold variants of us. Scientists think that there could be a variant of all of us in a parallel world. This would be someone who is just like you. They talk like you, they think like you, they share the same values, and they might have the same life, except they hold their own unique slight differences. This could be because of one decision they made differently at one point that altered their path and gave them experiences that you skipped over or didn't take. Or in some universes, you were born a girl, etc. However, we would never get to meet the other versions of us because our timelines are different and our worlds would never coincide in any form, not physically or mentally. Well, not until we ever develop the technology for multiversal travel, which sadly won't happen in our lifetimes. Even though we can't exactly jump between dimensions at the moment and visit these other parallel universes, we are still linked in some way, and this meeting of our worlds can take place in our dreams. That would be why sometimes you visit places in your dreams that you've never actually been. It's not your imagination that's filling in the gaps, but it's possible that these places actually exist somewhere out there and were visited by another version of you that is just like you, but not actually you. If everything is energy, then maybe your consciousness is somehow tied together, so you get a glimpse of their world when you go to sleep. Who knows, maybe they get a glimpse into yours as well. Maybe lucid dreaming is like dreamwalking, where you get a temporary control or better connection to the other world. Some people have an even more unexplainable experience in their dreams. They are able to see things in dreams that haven't happened yet, but are just about to. Maybe that's because the parallel universes are operating on their own timelines. So when we go visit them in our dreams, we're not necessarily jumping to the same moment in time. To understand this, think of all the times that you've experienced a deja vu, even though you're fairly certain there is no way you could have actually lived that moment before. We tend to brush off these instances and don't give them deeper meaning. However, these findings could mean that deja vus are actually just moments we have experienced in an alternative universe by our copy or by our variants, and we still have a feeling of it even though it's not our own memory. We at times share memories which we think happened yet didn't in our reality, despite being extremely real. This is called the Mandela effect. Now, I would go more into what the actual multiverse is, but I've already done that in a previous video, or videos. However, the more that science dabbles into these abstract theories, the more we're at risk of having to give up our entire understanding of our existence. The world as we know it may actually be nothing like we thought it was. The fundamental problem of cosmology is that the laws of physics as we know them break at the instance of the Big Bang. Well, some people say, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with having the laws of physics collapse? Well, for physicists, this is a complete nightmare, because all our lives we've dedicated to the proposition that the universe obeys noble laws that can be written down in the language of mathematics. And here we have the centerpiece of the universe itself, a missing piece beyond physical law. Science loves order and things to make sense, or to keep things tidy. They like to keep things tidy. Anyway, there are people who feel a connection to alternative units of Earth and attribute them to a feeling they can't shake. When they dream, they often dream of themselves, their families, etc., with a slight but significant changes. Houses are different, but still familiar. Relationships exist. They are them, but slightly different. People who are dead are alive. There have been alternative lives or worlds I've lived in. For example, some being horrific, some advanced and utopian. Who knows what message these dreams hold? There are many dream books out there, but none are able to explain our connection to the other worlds or the way it shakes our own reality. When we ask a profound question about the nature of reality, do we not expect an answer that sounds strange? Evolution provided us with intuition for the everyday physics that had survival value for our distant ancestors. So whenever we venture beyond the everyday world, we should expect it to seem bizarre. Dreams have always been a subject of fascination. Some say they're just a jumbled projection of events from our lives that the brain plays in random order. Some interpret them to reveal what hides in their subconscious mind, trying to unravel their deepest fears and desire. Then there are others who believe that dreams aren't even our own, that they hold so much more than we understand. Some believe that dreams are a vessel and a way of communication with one door in our world and another. Maybe this is why our lost loved ones speak to us in our dreams, or sometimes we dream of people and things that we never experienced whilst awake. Science might finally have the answer to the question, what do our dreams mean? And it might have something to do with the multiverse. I'm Tristan, and this is the Tristan channel. Thank you for watching.